Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mag. So I hope you all stayed safe and well out there. So I know it's been a little while since I last uploaded on the channel, but I haven't been well, and of course I'm back again with another video on the channel for you guys. And this time I am going to be talking about, of course, our recent first pre-season friendly game against, of course, Gateshead yesterday. It was behind closed doors at Darcy Park, and of course Newcastle United came away from the game 5-1 winners against our neighbours Gateshead, and it is a really great way to start off our campaign for this brand new season. Now, the goal scorers in the game were, of course, Matt Ritchie, Joe Linton, Miggy Almiron bagging a double, and of course Sean Longstaff as well. Now, there was no sign of Sven Botman in the starting squad or on the bench. There was no sign of Bruno Guimaraes as well, but there was, of course, playing time for the likes of Kieran Trippier. Kel Watts got a full 90 minutes out of the game. Elliot Anderson also got some game time in the game as well. So all in all, it was a brilliant pre-season friendly between, of course, Newcastle and Gateshead, and a 5-1 win. I mean, who can argue with that? You know, our neighbours down the road only managed to bag 2 against Gateshead in their game, so we're already beating them there on that one. And Almiron was absolutely fantastic in the game as well. There is footage of the goals up online on the Newcastle United Twitter timeline, so do go check them out if you haven't seen the goals from that game yet. But moving on from that, of course, we will talk about the recent news circulating around about Kieran Clark. Now, Kieran Clark is to have a medical in the next 24 hours, according to Keith Downey on Twitter. And of course, the Newcastle defender is on the verge of agreeing a season-long loan deal at Bramall Lane. And of course, he is likely to have played his last game for Newcastle United as he is into his final year of his contract. That means that, of course, he will end his contract possibly whilst he is out on loan at Sheffield United. And, you know, he was a brilliant player when he came. He did his bit for Newcastle in the Championship. He played a part in getting promoted back up to the Premier League. He was also very good in the Premier League under Rafa Benitez, of course, and I'll always respect him for that. But, you know, there's a lot of hate after that incident where, you know, he picked up a red card in that game against Norwich City. There's a lot of hate directed towards him as well about that incident out in Saudi Arabia where he hit the player, you know, on our first trip to Saudi Arabia as well. Doesn't portray a great image for Newcastle United, you know, on our first outing to, you know, Saudi Arabia. So it looks like it is time for him to depart from Newcastle United. It's the right move for to move forward. Obviously, there's other players in there as well who will be departing as well, like Jeff Hendrick and Dwight Gale, as you know, along with Kieran Clark, they've been dropped down into our under squad because, you know, Eddie Howe just doesn't see them as players, you know, that will fit into our plan moving forward. And I can fully understand that. I can fully agree with that as well because, you know, we need to be looking to advance forward if we're going to another level, which we are trying to make it to that next level, you know, where we're competing for European place. And talking about European places as well, there is talk of now news going around of Lucas Paqueta being, you know, linked with a move to Arsenal. Arsenal's trying to push for that move for Lucas Paqueta, and of course, Lucas Paqueta is a player, you know, that Newcastle United have been targeting. You know, before we even bought Bruno, we were targeting Paqueta, and then we went for Bruno. So, you know, now that we have Bruno Guimaraes at Newcastle United, of course, he's best friends with Lucas Paqueta. You know, we're definitely going to want to bring Paqueta in because look at that midfield. If you get Paqueta in there, you're going to have Bruno Guimaraes, you're going to have Joe Linton, you're going to have Lucas Paqueta. That's going to be an absolutely sensational midfield trio of Brazilians. It's going to be out of this world. That alone in itself when you add in the other factors of other players that we've already signed as well, like Kieran Trippier, when you add in, players like Matt Target, Nick Pope, Sven Botman, we're starting to look like a team that can compete for a pretty high finish in the Premier League. Definitely inside the top 10. I'd say, even inside the top 8, given, the possibility of other signings that have been mentioned as well, like Marco Asensio from Real Madrid, an absolutely sensational world-class player, and he's being linked to Newcastle United. Moussa Diaby as well, another player that is absolutely sensational, being linked to Newcastle United, and we've talked about him already on the channel before. And, if we can sign just a handful of these ones that are being linked to it, like Paqueta, like Asensio, like Diaby, we'll add them to the mix that we've already got in the team as well. We're going to be challenging for a pretty high finish in the Premier League. Mark my words, we will be finishing really high up in the league if we get a few more players in of that calibre. This is a team already at the moment, if you look at the team, the way they performed, under Eddie Howe, look at the way we've just performed against Gateshead. I know it's Gateshead, I know they're National League side, but, we absolutely tore them apart in that game, 5-1. Remember back to last season under, the Cabbage, we barely could beat teams. And just look at this now, look at what Newcastle are now and where we're going. We're going places. You can see it. And if we can get these players in, like Lucas Paqueta, if we can get in Diaby, if we can get in Sancho, there's other players as well that's being linked with. We're still, if we can get in just a handful of these players, we'll be challenging for a high place in the Premier League this season. We could possibly finish into a European place as well. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be one to definitely watch, for neutrals out there. For us Newcastle United fans, it's going to be absolutely amazing to watch. To see a team that's actually competing on the pitch and actually trying in games instead of playing defensive, negative football, that we've had to see for the past 15 years of, the previous ownership, that we had to just sit there and watch the team play negative, disgusting defensive football, and now we are seeing a team that is attacking, is trying, a team that's being positive, a team that, looks rejuvenated as well going forward, and it's going to be interesting to watch. That's what I'm going to see on that one. But let us know your thoughts anyway down in the comments below. Would you take Lucas Paqueta in the team if it meant, losing out on a striker? Because Lucas Paqueta could still do it, but there's still the loan market as well we could look at. We could maybe look at loaning in a player, with an option to buy. A player I would look at maybe trying to see if we could loan in with an option to buy would maybe be Timo Werner, if Chelsea would go for it. Timo Werner, I believe, would fit well and truly into Eddie Howe's style of play at Newcastle. I think he'd be a really good player moving forward as well. He's a goal scorer. I mean, look at what he did at RB Leipzig. I've talked about it on the channel already. He's an absolutely fantastic goal scorer when he gets going. And, if he could come into a team on a loan, if Chelsea would go for it with the option to buy, then, that would be an absolutely fantastic sign. It would give added depth up in that striking position as well. But let us know your thoughts anyway down in the comments below. I really need watch time as well on the channel, so if you can, please watch the playlist of all videos. Just put it on in the background, on another device, and just let it run. I really do need the watch time to the channel, so if you could do that, that would be really appreciated. And also a shout out as well to Richard, who is a fan of the channel, who sent £6 donation over Ko-Fi, which you can of course donate to the channel and support the channel in that means as well. I will put of course a link up on screen here for it, but you can go to the Ko-Fi link up on the banner of the main page. And of course you can press on that and donate to the channel and support the channel in that means as well. And another way you can support the channel is of course by subscribing as well. That's completely free and does help the channel to grow. So if you can, please hit a like on it, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time, and however lads.